EggX files, and we're going to start with a solution to the matrix which has a little piece of a dragon and the egg story in it. This is the story of the Draco queens, the dragons, and the origins of our civilization. What we're here to talk about today has to do with the cultural fascination with films like The Matrix and The Cube and The Prisoner, where there's this unconscious knowing that there's something holding us in some kind of a membrane. We might even think of it as a little bit of an eggshell. And it turns out that this metaphor of the dragon's egg goes very deep into understanding some things about our cultural origins, and in the process holds some very important clues to the origins of our language. One of the places where our fun little story begins about how do we see through the matrix, how do we get out of the prisoner, how do we escape the cube, how do we escape incubation, actually starts a long, long time ago, when perhaps there's a way of understanding that we began collectively, genetically, as the planting here of a dragon's egg. For this, I'd like to return to a moment in history referred to by Zecharia Sitchin and talked about in the comparison of the current vision of how people see the Draco queens and the original Sumerian goddess statue. Right here, that's the Sumerian goddess statue, and that's a picture of the Draco as drawn at Montauk and at the firefight under Dulce. And we see that these apparent dragon queens are actually possibly what were called the Sumerian gods, which eventually became Inanna and Isis and maybe even Ninhursag. And so it is possible that literally there's something about their depositing here a dragon's egg that now needs to be penetrated with a kind of eye tooth for us to be collectively born, that's contained in the myth of this waiting for the pearl here. Something in our gene pool creates the pearl that the dragons are waiting for.